All right, so the last part of chapter 9 is about future water availability, and we've talked a little bit about the tri state water wars, and this is sort of indicative of a lot of places around the world. In many places around the world, there's multiple interest groups that claim to right to use and to consume water. So Atlanta claims the right to use and consume water as their population sprawls out, and the folks in Florida claim to use the water to help with their oyster industry. But the right to use water is not the same as the right to own water. So, like I said, both Georgia and Florida think they're in the right with this issue. Georgia happens to be further upstream, and with the growing population, needs to use more water, and so would any other state. Florida needs the water for their multi-million-dollar oyster industry and to maintain the wetland ecosystem of the Gulf. So negotiations have broken down between Florida and Georgia. This has been going on for years, and now the issue will be decided in the Supreme Court. So here's a political cartoon from the famous quote from Gone with the Wind. It says, "Gone with the oysters," and frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn, saying I don't care about oysters or the ecosystem. Uh, Here's rich Georgia and poor Florida, and so this is a political cartoon to address that issue. But I'm wondering if there's another way, right? Could citizens in both states change their water usage behavior to leave more water for both citizens? Should we leave water ownership up for the free market? Is government intervention necessary to ensure that the needs of the private industries are balanced with the needs of the people and the environment? Or can we have a balance of both? So while the debate will continue to rage about government intervention versus free market competition, I'm going to use this screencast to focus on choices individuals can make to conserve water. So in developed countries, we've found ways to conserve water through technology. There's low flush toilets, faucets, shower heads, washing machines, and in 1994, there's the federal standards that required all toilets and shower heads sold past 1994 to conserve water. So, for example, toilets sold after 1994 must use 6 liters or 1.6 gallons per flush, compared to before 1994 when the average toilet used about 7 gallons or 27 liters per flush. That's a 78% reduction. Shower heads are the same way. So using a low flow shower head, a 10-minute shower could use about 95 liters. Here's a low flow shower head right here. 95 liters or 25 gallons versus a 10-minute shower with a regular shower head that would use about 150 liters or 40 gallons for a 10-minute shower. Other ways in which U.S. citizens and people can reduce the amount of water they use is called xeriscaping, which is planting drought-tolerant, less water-demanding plants in their lawn instead of grass. This has proven to help out a lot in Las Vegas. Um, in Las Vegas, the government actually provided an incentive for the people to do this, where they were able to save 2,000 liters or 520 gallons per 10 square feet if landscape switched to xeriscaping. I guess an argument could be made that this would be kind of harder to play, I don't know, soccer and stuff in, but it does save a lot of water. In the U.S., because of these technologies, in the U.S., we've seen that water use has leveled up largely due to more efficient more efficient technologies in industry. This is a luxury of a country that's gone through demographic transition, has a high gross domestic product, and can afford to invest in these technologies and use these technologies. So as you can see, 1950 went up quite high and has started to level off since about 2005. Another way that we've figured out how to conserve water is through the use of gray water. So right now, as it stands, toilet water has to be potable, meaning it has to be able to be drinkable by law. But what if we were able to use the water that we used in washing our hands after we washed our hands with it? What if we could use that water to flush our toilets? All right. The water, this kind of water, so the water that we use after we wash our hands, or water that goes into the drain after a shower, is called gray water. It's not drinkable, but it's not necessarily harmful to the environment or harmful to people. Uh, so this is a device that people are starting to use more and more that conserves gray water and will use gray water to flush the toilet with. There was a designer from Sydney, Australia. He designed a gray water toilet that could save up to 50,000 liters or 13,000 gallons of water a year by using gray water. Um, So water is used in many mechanical processes. So water is something that can be hidden in things that we never thought of. Uh, we'll end this screencast by watching this video, thinking about the hidden cost of water, and I would encourage you to think about the individual actions that you could do to help conserve water in your own homes.